The World Wide Web is where most of us spend our time when we're on the internet. Its original developer is considered to be Tim Berners-Lee. Lee was a researcher in Geneva at a nuclear research facility. He originally just wanted to make his life easier with his work, and so he wanted to create a set of documents that could be point and click for his management to be able to get access to data that they needed. So it was originally conceived as an internal document management system. Well, you know what it has grown to be today. We use it for everything from conducting business to getting news and information and entertainment to social interaction. The web uses the internet as its vehicle for communication. The internet, as we spoke of before, is made up of sending and receiving computers connected on networks with routers in between, understanding all of the IP addresses on the networks that they're connected to, using communications media like wires and wireless types of communications media, as well as software and protocols for translating these packets of information. Well, the web uses this to do what it does for us. It also consists of server and client software. It uses the HTTP standard, the Hypertext Transfer Protocol, to deliver web pages. And it also uses certain languages to be able to deliver web pages and link to various other pages and provide us with media. These are just some terms that you're already very familiar with, I'm sure, but that relate to the web. A hyperlink is a highlighted text or graphics in a web document that allows you to connect to another web page when you click it. We use web browser software such as Internet Explorer or Firefox to view web pages. The web browser interprets the hypertext markup language that's used for creating a standard web page. Hypertext markup language is a language consisting of tags that allow the browser to be able to format the text. In addition, there are other components that can be used inside of web pages to build web pages. A language called extensible markup language allows developers of web pages to define their own components that can be used in a web page. And also cascading style sheets allow formatting and standardization of the visual effects of a web page. There are also some languages that are used specifically for web pages. Java is one of those languages, and if you're in the information technology program, you probably will take a course in Java programming at some point in your career. Java has a lot of different variations, but its standard variation allows you to create what's called applets, which are small programs that can be embedded inside of an HTML document. If you've ever pulled up a web page that had a little calculator on it, like a mortgage calculator or a grade calculator or something, that was probably an applet embedded into that HTML document. There's some other languages, JavaScript, which is really not very much like Java at all, but it is a scripting language that can be embedded inside of HTML. Visual Basic or VB Script and ActiveX are other scripting languages that can be embedded, and also PHP, Hypertext Preprocessor language. Here are a few of the popular uses for the internet and the web. Many of you are already familiar and I'm sure users of these services. Of course, news and opinions are big uses of the internet and the web, as well as education and training. You're watching this more than likely now via the web, and if you are taking any online classes, you might conduct your classes completely over the web. Of course, businesses use internet and web-based information all the time, and then of course we have a lot of personal interaction that we do and get professional advice and support over the web. The way we find information out, either in a personal way or in business, is generally with a search engine. Search engine like Google or Yahoo or Dogpile or AltaVista, lots and lots of different search engines. Search engine is software that enables you to find information by using keywords. And currently, the market is pretty much dominated by the Google search engine today. Search engines use programs called spiders that create large indexes of web pages based on keywords and data that the web pages actually put inside of their hypertext markup language. And these programs go and create a huge database, and that database is used to pull back the results when you enter keywords. The book lists Wikipedia and Wikimedia as research tools, and actually I don't disagree that Wikipedia is a good research tool. The term wiki, it references a document that can be shared and can be updated by many people, and that is the caution that you should be given with Wikipedia, is that any data that is there can be put there by anyone, and so sometimes that makes you have to take caution in taking information from Wikipedia. However, I have heard this, and I've done it myself, that at the bottom of any Wikipedia article there are several references listed, and that is often a good source of information for finding references, valid references for research that you want to do. Of course, email is a primary internet communication, and it supports different types of components of communication: text, HTML, content, attachments. Instant messaging is, whereas email is considered asynchronous, it is not real time. When you send an email address, when you send an email message, it could sit there for hours or even days before the person reads it. But with instant messaging, if that person on the other side, your buddy, is online, they would receive that communication immediately and can send back their message to you. There are also, again, in the social media area, ways of communicating that are instantaneous, such as Twitter, called microblogging, where you send out status updates and news feeds, and so just some different examples of communication. Conferencing is another way of having a real-time communication. It enables people to have a meeting, a face-to-face meeting from remote locations, and also share their computer desktops. Let's say a presentation is being given to a group in one location, and there are 5 to 10 people who are in a different location. All of the participants could see the presentation if the leader of the conference shared their desktop. Web 2.0 and the social web. Again, anytime a book is published, and it remains in publication for a while, it's bound, especially in the computer area, it is bound to become obsolete. But some of this information is still current. Web 2.0 is referred to as the part of the web that allows users to interact with each other. At the beginning of the history of the web was really just a presentation tool. The web presented pages to you, and you were able to click to go to other pages and get information from other pages by using links. But now it has evolved into a tool that people can use to communicate and collaborate with each other and to post their views to the world. It is really filled with interaction and immediate communication between people in all parts of the world. Many of the software tasks that required you to purchase software like Office or some type of photo development software Many of those types of software tasks can now be done via the internet with software that's not actually installed on your computer. It is installed on a server that you access remotely. This is the advent of the rich internet application. Of course, blogging and podcasting are things that anyone, and this is actually part of the Web 2.0 also, but these are things that anyone can participate in and be an active provider of services and information on the web. Blogging, or blogging is a weblog, website that you can create and write about your experiences, your expertise. Generally, if you have some type of expertise in an area, you can increase your readership and even make lots of money from your blog. Of course, streaming of content is the transferring of large media files over the internet, like movies and music, so that it appears as if that data is actually on your local machine, but it's actually being transferred in packets over the internet. Of course, shopping online is a big use of the internet and the web. Many what we call brick and mortar stores that actually have a physical presence somewhere, have e-tail versions or online versions of themselves online. Some examples: JCPenney, Macy's, Walmart. There are also what we call online clearinghouses or web auctions and marketplaces. eBay.com is one of the most popular online auction or marketplaces. We also are using travel services online, booking our reservations. I had a question from someone just recently who was making an airline reservation and needed to make the reservation and pay for it with a credit card. They, someone who hadn't ever made a plane reservation before, and was wondering, how did you make a plane reservation before there was the internet? And I mentioned that I think he had to call on the phone and find out what the flights were and what times they were and what the prices were, and you not sure, I guess you gave your credit card number on the phone, or you had to send a check or something. But the nature of doing business is completely different now that we have access to do just about everything online. An intranet is a way that a corporation can use the internet and the infrastructure already built into the internet and the standards for developing and delivering information via the web as their own internal network, so that employees have access to information that no one outside of that intranet has. And an extranet is a way that that network can be extended to people that they want to give access to, such as customers or other types of partners. Generally, someone would have to have a username and password because they'd have to have a reason to have access to that information.